You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. Ah!
That opening immediately sets a serious tone. It doesn't feel like ordinary celebrity drama anymore. Instead, it frames the situation around 50 Cent and Sean Combs as something much larger than a simple feud. The moment that tone is established, every detail that follows begins to feel heavier. The conversation shifts away from surface-level gossip and starts sounding like part of a much bigger narrative that people online believe has been building for years.
16. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, I'm gonna get the first shot in.
Man.
And out. Minute.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, you know, wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright,
No,
16.
No,
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
Alright. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but, it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
That confusion plays a major role in how modern internet narratives evolve. Old interviews, resurfaced clips, past rumors, and new allegations all begin colliding at the same time. When that happens, public perception changes quickly. Moments that once seemed harmless suddenly get viewed differently because they're now being connected to a larger storyline. It's less about one single event and more about how old and new information merge together to create an entirely different interpretation than what audiences originally believed.
That's been saying for years, this man is having sex with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody going to come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for them in their life. Kim Porter, dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of.
That's where the story starts to fully lock into place. 50 Cent becomes the voice pushing the conversation forward, while Sean Combs remains at the center of the controversy. Then the inclusion of Justin Bieber changes the emotional weight of the narrative entirely. Instead of feeling scattered, the script ties these names together in a way that feels intentional and connected, keeping the momentum moving while reinforcing the idea that audiences are re-examining old industry relationships through a more critical lens.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he can buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Or apparently not.
Something, everything ain't for everybody.
I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they're really true. Because if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be real crazy. And they're going to have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's going to want those tapes. And they're going to do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake.
This is one of those clips people keep revisiting online. At the time, it may have looked like nothing more than ordinary celebrity interaction. But context changes perception. With Diddy now facing greater public scrutiny and 50 Cent continuing to comment on the situation, audiences no longer interpret old footage the same way. Once Justin Bieber becomes part of the conversation, those older moments suddenly carry a different emotional tone. What once seemed lighthearted now feels more layered simply because the surrounding narrative has evolved.
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had a tape with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, all this shit is by surprise to me. A lot of this shit is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff, I knew Puff Daddy, I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the diddler, he's the diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of shit, and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of this stuff is crazy. But this is the world that we live in now, man. That these individuals thinks is all right. Bro.
That's really the broader point this script is building toward. It's not only questioning Diddy as an individual figure. It's also examining the entertainment industry environment surrounding artists like Justin Bieber and why certain voices now appear more significant in hindsight. The tone becomes more serious because the story combines years of rumors, public unease, and periods where very little was openly discussed. At the same time, it's important to separate speculation from verified fact. Claims involving exploitation or accusations towards specific individuals remain unconfirmed and should be treated carefully. What the script is ultimately doing is exploring how these narratives are being framed online rather than proving any allegation outright.
He fizzled out fast, too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber is a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. And boy was never the same, and neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher reading.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher Raymond, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost. Is still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets to like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
Yeah, but why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
This section works best when understood as commentary and public speculation rather than confirmation of wrongdoing. Narratively, though, it serves an important purpose. It explains why Diddy's public image has shifted darker over time and why figures like 50 Cent continue arguing that parts of the industry avoided scrutiny for years. The mention of Justin Bieber briefly expands the emotional scope of the story before the narration recenters on Diddy, allowing the script to maintain flow while keeping one continuous thread running throughout the entire narrative.
Video of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish, and he was like, he was broke, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What What do you think he went through? Where
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown, girl, with Drake. These people are monsters.
Jermaine Dupri said something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music.
Right.
Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real.
Right.
There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes from that, and see, in church, they preach love, they preach love, they preach love. And God is love. The love that we experience, everything that we do, all of that is just a derivative from the endorphins that come from the relationship with God. It's all there. When you go and you sit in a place and you hear a song sung and it quickens you in your soul and you feel stirred up, how the hell can just a sound coming out of a mouth create all of that? That's God. So when you take God out of society, all you're left with are emotions, impulses, instincts. And that's what the fuck we got.
Right.
In music. He's absolutely right. If you take God's love out of something, all you're stuck with is the rudimentary shit. The sludge, fucking Gollum running around saying, my precious. You know, that's what you got.
And now, Jack, you spoke on Piers Morgan saying that you used to be in this world.
Yeah.
Of the sex worker world, and you've seen kind of the depravity that the human mind could go to.
At its core, this is really about reinterpretation. Old material is being viewed through an entirely new lens. Public moments that once felt disconnected are now being assembled into a broader online narrative. As scrutiny around Diddy increases, earlier footage involving Justin Bieber keeps resurfacing across social media, while 50 Cent is often framed as someone encouraging audiences to rethink those moments more critically. This is how internet storytelling expands. Clips reappear, interpretations evolve, and speculation gradually starts feeling more concrete than it actually is. That's why this type of narration works best as analysis of perception rather than proof of claims. In this framework, Justin Bieber becomes part of a wider conversation orbiting around Diddy, while other industry figures, including Usher, are sometimes pulled into discussions about influence, proximity, and long-standing industry relationships.
Listen, bro. Just doing law enforcement myself, just take for instance. I think the individual was a Syracuse former basketball player named Jason Barnes or Beard or something like that. He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use? I'm going to give you something different. And I'm going to give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up. And he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness. Right?
Yep.
What he had just done that is against the law?
Nothing that we've seen.
Tampering with a federal witness. If they have already talked to Justin Bieber prior to him doing that, he goes and look like he's searching him. It appears that he's asking Justin Bieber, yo, you got a wire or something like that? Like, you're tampering with a federal witness. That's a charge right there that can land him in jail. Reckless. That was real reckless.
Man, it's going to be kind of crazy to see everything unfold, man. Well, if worse comes to worse and Diddy has to do some time, how do you think he's going to handle it?
Usually individuals acclimate themselves into situations and they do the best that they can do. I just don't think him being a free spirit and off drugs, once he gets into that situation, that he'll handle it that well. I could be wrong.
A lot of people believe he's going to end himself.
Well, I heard him say that before when that City College incident happened. He was talking like that back then. Because he thought it was a possibility that he would be going to jail. He lost his job at Uptown. So he's done a lot of things, been a lot of places. I don't think
the tone changes dramatically once Justin Bieber is framed as more reflective and guarded rather than carefree. Audiences naturally begin revisiting earlier moments and questioning whether certain interactions carried meanings that weren't recognized at the time. That's also why 50 Cent functions as such an important framing voice within the script. Without him, the story would likely feel like scattered clips and disconnected speculation. With him repeatedly returning to the conversation, the narrative gains structure and continuity. The script leans heavily into the idea that Diddy remained protected from major scrutiny for years, and that resurfaced footage involving Justin Bieber intensifies public curiosity about what may have been overlooked in hindsight. Importantly, none of this serves as confirmation of wrongdoing. Instead, it demonstrates how quickly public narratives evolve once older material is reinterpreted through a more critical cultural lens. Ultimately, the story isn't really about proving a single allegation. It's about explaining why these conversations continue resurfacing, why Diddy remains under scrutiny, why 50 Cent keeps revisiting the topic, and why older clips involving Justin Bieber continue fueling online discussion years later.